What's going on, everyone? I hope you're having a terrific day. I'm going to make sure I adjust this microphone here. I want to talk about the progression of somebody who doesn't recover from tinnitus, hyperactive tinnitus, hyperacusis. Sorry, I meant to say reactive tinnitus, hyperacusis. What is the progression? What does it look like for them? And knowing this can help us because we can then take the steps to not do that. So, tinnitus and hyperacusis often looks like the same progression as it would for somebody who does recover. There was some sort of auditory trauma. Maybe in my case it was an ear infection. Maybe they get an ear infection. Maybe I don't know. They get a tooth pulled or something like that. It's just, which I think I have to get a tooth pulled. I don't know. I might have to get a root canal. I don't know. I got to go in the dentist. I booked an appointment at my dentist October 2nd. I know they couldn't get me in until October, but I got two cracked teeth. So I'm going to see if they can even do root canal therapy, or maybe they just need to be crowned. I digress. The point I'm trying to say is, okay, yes, some sort of, you can have a dental thing, and then maybe that's an onset for tinnitus or something like that. But here's where things get different, and this is where it starts to take a turn. See, everybody who has tinnitus and hyperacusis and reactive tinnitus, they all think the same thing, right? How could I live with this? How could anyone live with this? Because that's what your brain's telling you, and that's what you're feeling. And it feels so real, right? In that moment, it doesn't feel like you can live with it. It doesn't feel like you can overcome it. I mean, how could anyone live with a ringing that's cranked up to like 1,000 in someone's ear and that never goes away? That seems like, and then, people get frustrated and be like, well, if I have to live like that, I never want to live like that. And it's like, hold the phone. Let's dial it back just a second. Okay, let's dial the all of the emotion back. Let's just tone down the drama a little bit, just a little bit. And let's realize that you're starting to react. That's exactly what's happening. You are reacting. Your brain is feeding you thoughts. You're experiencing some sort of sensation and you're reacting. And then, it might fire off again. Well, who couldn't react to this? Well, of course I'm reacting. What do you mean? What are you telling me? You're still reacting. You see what I'm saying? You're reacting. Everything that I'm saying is making you react. And then you just become a reaction. If here's the scariest thing, isn't that somebody doesn't recover from tinnitus. They then stop becoming a person in a sense, and they just become one big reaction. You've seen them, and they're called complainers, right? In the book, The Great Divorce talks about this. He goes, the blabber stops being the blabber and then ends up becoming the blab. Let me explain that. So this is kind of deep, so just hang with me for a second. And we've all met complainers, right? And it's like you start complaining at first, and you are a real person, right? You're a real self, and you complain here, you complain there. You start complaining long enough, and you see people like complaining for like 20 years, and then they really, at the end of the day, all they are left is just one big complain. All they do is complain. They complain nonstop. They complain nonstop. And you're like, well, who really are you now? All you do is complain. People who react to tinnitus often, they take a similar trajectory where after 10 years of reacting to this stuff, they become the negative aspects of tinnitus, where they just simply wake up and they scour the forums. They troll and post hateful comments. They believe that they can't get better, that they must react to their tinnitus. They must, because why couldn't I'm just somebody, I have to, and they make that decision quite deliberately. But here's the thing, if it's possible for one, it's possible for all. If it's possible for one, it's possible for all. You cannot give me an argument to logically talk me out of that. If one person can do it, then it is possible for more than one person to do it. Mount Everest, in fact, was impossible to climb until one person climbed it. Now everyone can climb it. So the same principle, it might not be easy, it might be difficult, and you might not know the path forward, but there is a path forward. I see people all the time with severe tinnitus and hyperacusis recovering all the time. So your brain might be telling you it's impossible, but I'm telling you, I see people do it every day. Every day. People overcome circumstances just as difficult as yours and 10 times, 100 times more difficult. Every single day there's people making it out of the ghetto. There's making it out of the trailer park. They're overcoming obstacles and things that are beyond anything you and I could ever comprehend. Okay, there's people living with circumstances like that. And not only living, but thriving and building incredible lives out of that. So before you want to believe your brain tell you that, oh, it's just hopeless and impossible. Okay, I'm gonna be compassionate here with you. I understand those feelings. I understand those thoughts. And I've had them myself. But they're simply just emotions. It's what you feel right now and it's what you think. But is it possible that it's not entirely true? Let me ask you that again. Is it possible that it's not entirely true? If you were to divorce yourself from all of the future doom and all the past regret, and you were to just be in the moment, okay? Be in the moment right now, okay? Let's do it right now. Just get in the moment. Objectively, and you divorce yourself from all your thoughts, get away from all your thoughts that are doom and gloom, okay? And you think about it, you're like, in that moment, okay, you're not suffering. Yes, there might be a sensory input of hyperacusis or tinnitus or whatever. But if you're not reacting to it, it is just sensory input. And that is what you have to understand. That the bulk of, and I'm not saying that you're not suffering because you have sensory input. It might be painful, right? It's like when I used to hate shots, hated them. Okay. Yes, I was squeamish, would hate getting blood drawn. And now when I get shots, I go and I just relax, and I do not have doom of the future, and I don't have I just here in the moment, and I just allow it. And it's just over, it's done and over. And yes, there's the sensory of the pinprick. And yes, the sensory of that may be one of pain. But if there is no suffering mentally, if I divorced myself from the reaction of the suffering, then all I'm experiencing is the sensation of a pinprick. And how I interpret that mentally. Maybe pain, okay, but I don't have any of the mental pain with it, and which often when we suffer, the mental pain is the worst kind of the pain, right? There's two types of pain that happen. If someone smacks you, right? Think about Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. I don't know. I hope I don't get demonetized for talking about this, but the painful part of that. Well, the slap was painful, okay, but the painful part was the humiliation. Was I got slapped on live TV in front of all these people. Someone that was supposed to be my friend, or maybe they weren't, but that pain is way stronger, way bigger than a pain of just being slapped. I mean, that, so when Chris Rock was like, I still feel it. He's talking about the mental part of it. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, I know that I might be digressing a little bit, but the point I'm trying to say is that when we suffer, there's two components. There is the physical sensation of the sensory input, and then there is the mental part of the pain, right? It's the screaming, oh, I'm in suffering. This is so terrible. Oh, I'll never get better. This is so bad. It's so horrible. I can't believe it's happening to me. Oh. And you can take, and I've coached people like this, man. I know what I'm talking about. I've taken people that can barely hear their tinnitus, yet are suffering unimaginably. Have people literally, they don't. Tinnitus is louder than you could ever imagine. They're barely bothered by it. There is something to what I am saying. There is a truth to what I am saying, and that is because there are people who could barely hear their tinnitus, who suffer unimaginably. There are people who have it so freaking loud, you wouldn't even understand how loud it is. Don't even suffer. Don't even think about it. Don't even think to worry about it. And that is, if you understand that, you can begin to understand the path of healing. Okay? How do we become like this person over here? How do we adopt this mindset? By stopping to react. Stop reacting to it. Stop sending the alarm brain, stops reacting to it. Because of that, it becomes almost impossible to not recover. Do you see what I'm saying? But it can be very hard to stop reacting because everything in you wants to react to it. Everything in you is like, oh, we need to stop this. We need to control this. This is so terrible. Don't feed into that. Don't feed into that. Understand that, acknowledge it. Okay, that's how I feel, but don't feed into that. Don't go down that road. Don't go down that path. Anyway, I'm going to stop the video here. Thank you for watching. Make sure to smash the subscribe button and pick up my free book. If you want to work with me, you can have the opportunity down in the bottom. I don't work with everyone. It's very, very limited. It's very exclusive. It's very select with who I work with, because a lot of people are at a place where they have work to do before they could come and work with me. But if you feel like you're at a place like that and you want to hop on, see if it might be the right fit for you. If not, no harm, no foul. But pick up my book below, and there will be an opportunity for you if that is something you see fit. Make sure to share this video with people, and I'm going to get back to this beautiful day. I'll talk to you later. Peace.